Lighters in the sky keep burning, burning.
안녕.
It's crazy how the storms keep raging, and I'm here trying to keep my heart from aching. It's funny how the world keeps turning, but here with you it's like my life's returning. Oh, it's crazy how we're not just falling, but I'm losing balance here, my heart's gone all in.
Feel the fury of the mountain.
Starlight burning in the night sky. This feels like a lifetime moment with you. One day things will turn out better. We could be together. We could be together underneath the stars. We could be together. We could be together underneath the stars. When I see you, I see forever. And when I'm with you, we could go wherever. It's crazy, I don't feel the pressure. So take me with you on a new adventure. Starlight burning in the night sky. This feels like a lifetime
Feel
moment
the
with
fury of the mountain.
one day things will turn out better. We could be together. We could be together underneath the stars. We could be together. We could be together. And starlight burning in the night sky. This feels like a lifetime moment with you. One day things will turn out better. We could be together. We could be together underneath the stars.
Oh my goodness, what was
Wow.
Oh my god. There's no way.
so huge! Maybe?
The double! The triple!
What a crap! The solo hero!
The time has come. Week after week, some teams rose up,
It's a huge Reaper ult! There's no way!
while others fell.
I think we just got an Ajax.
We
I
did.
think we just got an Ajax.
Plays were made that turned the tides.
There's a fatty shatty! Takes out one, it takes out two! There's the three-piece! Can he get a side and a drink with that?
From dominant sweeps
And that's gonna be it for Havana. Louisville with a 3-0 sweep.
to nail-biting map 5s.
What a showing! That will be Detroit! Slamming the closet door!
This season delivered everything. And now only the best remain.
Wait, Chocolate Man's still on point? Oh my god. Wait, your Eagle pulls! Oh, that's so big.
This is it. For those who remain, it's do or die. get ready for the United Rogue Overwatch Season 9 finale.
Hello, United Rogue Overwatch. I am in the booth with Rico, and we are casting Ruby Finals, Detroit versus Havana.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long season, but we're finally here, ladies and gents. We are at the Ruby Finals, and I gotta say, I'm excited for this one. I think during and throughout the course of the season, it seemed like Havana was really dominant, but Detroit, after 2 L's, kind of locked in, and I think we're gonna have a pretty good match on our hands tonight.
And it is a best of 7, so first to 4. These teams are going to have to go toe-to-toe here. Both of these teams have really good players. I don't think we have Lemon. Oh, we do have Lemon tonight. My bad.
Cheeky little bugger changed his name.
Yeah. So most of Detroit is here. Havana is here as well. Both of the teams really good in general. Havana number 1 seed, Detroit number 2 seed. So top 2 teams in Ruby going head to head in finals. Definitely something that I think a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, and I mean, we sort of have a tale as old as time here, I think, for UR. On the side of Havana, you sort of have the power of friendship theme going on. I mean, Minky, Nezuyumi, Foliage, Greek, all those guys, they're big friends. They play in some other leagues together. I'm in a server with them. I often see them playing the gacha game, the horse game. Forget what it's called. Umisume, is that it?
Umisume, Umisume.
Yeah. So big power of friendship vibes coming from that team. And then on Detroit, you sort of have, you got Lemon, Vanguard, some of the classics, Epic Shock, I believe, is on the roster too. So people who just have crazy amount of time in game, crazy amount of time in scrims, just looking to deadlift people through mechanics. I mean, I feel like that narrative is one that we know very well here at United Rogue, and we're going to see it in action tonight.
And on the topic of that, we do have map pick and first ban here. Havana choosing Lijiang. This is fairly standard for Ruby. And then Detroit coming back with a Vendetta ban.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, we were just talking about this before stream went live. The Vendetta ban, I like it. I think that hero's crazy. To anyone who lives under a rock, we're getting 5 new heroes this Tuesday. And I think some of them are going to be a little overtuned, but even after being in the game for a little bit, you still see Vendetta on the ban list, especially on these control maps. I think it's absolutely crazy what that hero could do when they're on check.
Yes, and Havana returning with a Lucio ban. Fairly good ban on control, especially Lijiang.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
I was going to say, funnily enough, I don't think it gets talked about enough, but Adbon playing support this season on Havana. I think that might be, though, why they're okay opting for the Lucio ban. I believe they like to run this sort of Wu Yang Kiriko backline. I don't think a whole lot of Lucio gets rolled out on.
As you suspected, we are going to see Havana rolling out on Wu Yang Kiri compared to the Brig Kiri, which is the best anti-dive in the game.
And Darkstar flashing us with a hog. Are we being trolled? Is it real? Have I been out of the game that long? Is Hog the pick here?
5, 4, 3.
I think we're gonna see the hog roll out.
Oh my god,
We're seeing
it's
the hog
happening.
roll out.
Chat, there's a hog rolling out on Lijiang Tower right now.
That bridge is looking mighty dangerous right now.
True, the bridge is a threat, but with no speed from either team, they're both going to have to make pretty dry rotates right here as they opt to take the off-center room here. Hog looking for something. Lemon finds Nezuyumi on an off angle. And now Havana are just stuck.
Most of the healing's down. The Sim TP cutting off the sight line.
Oh, Adbon able to get Lemon, but not before he finds Foliage. Havana down 2 now in this fight. Oh, but Minky falls. Detroit is looking to finish this up and cap. And Havana is going to give it. They are going to try to kite. It looks like they might get away, but Darkstar, looking for a hook, finds Adbon, not able to rotate out. And this is just going to solidify their place on point here.
Hog's strongest...
Go ahead.
Hog's strongest point on this map is his neutral and just being able to hook and one-shot before the fight even starts. Like, you're going in 5v4 at that point. However, the Sim kind of counteracts that.
Yeah, and now both Sojourns finding one. A rush here on the side of Detroit, but the flip goes through for Havana. Greek popping the Sojourn ult. Not going to find anything, has to get healed up. Now Lemon with a Sojourn ult of his own and a Hog ult. Darkstar committing, says we want this point. Lemon finds Greek and the Symmetra ult to keep the fight alive for Havana. Lots of ults being traded back and forth here. Havana technically down 1. Both support ults committed now. Minky goes into the back line, blows up 2 with the Wu Yang ult. And a lot of back and forth, but Detroit finds the flip.
Yeah, the rally to keep the backline alive on the side of Detroit was really important so that Wu Yang ult didn't get any value. Yes, you're going ult for ult, but you do... A trade of rally for Tidal Blast is definitely worth it.
Yeah, pretty much everything used from both teams there. It looks like the only thing we're going to have online relatively soon is Minky's bomb. Darkstar fishing for these hooks on the rotate. Minky there to contest it, though. Ooh, Foliage falling dangerously low, and Ninja follows up with the kill. Minky gets demeched, able to use that bomb for a second chance. Adbon needs to be careful. He's on an off angle here alone, but he's not poked out. Minky fishing for the backline there, gets beamed by Vanguard, and is going to find himself demeched here in the stages that are potentially the last fight. Lemon finds one on Greek and then pops the railgun. 2, 3 for Lemon, 4! And that is going to be cleanup here on the side of Detroit as they take round 1.
Yeah, a really clean last fight from Detroit. Just the overclock to clean up when they were all in a bad position. The double D-Mac onto Minky's mech just kind of made it hard for Detroit, Havana to push and get any sort of space.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I could be wrong, but I do think that maybe Havana finds themselves a little outside their element here. Just because you see something unorthodox like the Hog. Maybe just not ready for the amount of frontline pressure that they were going to see that round. But some changes have been made. Darkstar over onto the Ram. Minky, a gun in each hand, as both teams set to posture his face. Yeah, and they do chase Coast, but they don't find anything on the initial jump. Detroit opting to take Coast here. Well, Minky stomps Darkstar on point, but Lemon finds Nezuyumi. But Darkstar finds dangerously low, but they only have Brig heals, and Adbon is going to be traded out. But Flip still goes to Havana. And Greek on that Reaper is going to hunt down Lemon, while Emerald City gets walled off. Is maybe going to get staggered here. And they are a great wall out of Foley there to prolong the stagger just a little bit. We do have a Malgamira, but they are down their Brig as they slowly start to walk their way towards point.
I dislike the Brig carry into Malga.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the Brig carry. It's going to be rough, too, with just frontline sustain. I say that, though, but Vanguard finds Adbon and has a copy of his own in the back line of Havana. And now, Lemon also going to pop the railgun. Vanguard with a solo cage out of that copied Echo onto foliage. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, but Minky's gonna drag this out. He has support here. He's gonna look to stall, and he gets Carry Rush out too. A big investment from the side of Detroit here.
The Reaper teleport not coming through.
Minky's still able to get a decent amount of percentage there, but they invest the Ray after the cap goes through. They're committed. And they find Darkstar. They're able to fight this. Just incredible amounts of damage come out as Minky stomps too. And the flip is just going to come right back through.
That, oh wow. Yeah, I don't like the Brig here. The carry is fine. But like, you have Rally, so don't switch.
And Lemon over to that Tracer. Ooh, the Reaper roll comes out, gets stunned, but he still finds one. And they're just chasing in spawn now. Minky with 2. Lemon going coast. They still have time for a touch here. It probably will come from this Tracer. They have to be careful here. They are split members of the team looking for Lemon to poke him out.
Lemon did get touch. Yep.
Ooh,
Darkstar gets second. Cage
and
Blizzard.
Ult's dumped into that cage. The Malga deleted. Vanguard bashed. And it looks like we have the reverse narrative of round 1 coming into fruition here in round 2. Havana, just with some cleanup here, gonna secure the round for themselves.
Yeah. Much better performance out of Havana, especially on a more brawly submap. Garden's a little more dive heavy.
Yeah, I mean, they saw the changes they needed to make, and they definitely made them. They adapted. I think you saw it there. It was just complete night and day, right? I mean, they made the hero swaps, and honestly, kind of just dominated. I think, what, Detroit had 13%? Yeah, there was some trades happening, but Havana was really making the most of those messy fights. I mean, they'd be down 1, down 2, then get a trade. The investment of that Ray there after the flip went through, I thought was crazy, diabolical, but they came out on top, so I can't really criticize it. And again, with some swaps, we do see Darkstar over on the Diva for this round. Minky still opting to have the Malga.
The Malga.
And he goes in, he looks for a better.
Probably gonna die. The Diva showing immediate value, able to counteract the Malga Cardiac.
Ooh, Lemon.
And Lemon
cleaning up the back line.
So many picks.
And that's going to be a first point flip here in favor of Detroit. Minky, though, still set to run this Malga. Not discouraged by that first initial fight. Maybe just going to look to play slower. He does have to be careful, though. There's a crazy amount of poke coming out of Lemon and Vanguard here, as the Brig fell dangerously low there on that rotate.
Echo Soja is always going to be hard to counter as a Malga, but if you melt the Diva, you don't really have to worry about that.
I was going to say, they play slow enough, they find the Diva mech, and now Havana has this point. And they're going to look to hold close here? No? Maybe? They do have a Mei wall, it is an option. I mean, the Diva has a 4-second boosters. Might not be worth it. But they do. They wall the Diva. Lemon on the off angle with the Sojol. And Vanguard committing the copy. Oh, we got to pause.
Lag, I think.
Well, we do have Darkstar demeched and stomped. He is out of the picture, but Minky, when we do on pause, is going to find himself in a precarious position there with a full HP copy Malga and a lemon railgun staring him in the face.
Wait, hold on. I need to see this.
All right, well, while we wait for Adbon's ping to shape up, what do we think, chat? What are your predictions? We have a pretty back and forth here. Well, what do we think? Who's gonna come out on top here for map 1?
I think it depends on how each team plays this. Like, if they hold close, if Havana hold close, the Diva can't get any space. And your DPS are forced to take space in positions they probably don't want to be in.
I mean, yeah, that's true. What do we have in terms of ult economy here? We did have 2 ults committed from Detroit before the pause went off. We are coming up.
We have on 2. I mean, you're gonna get Ray soon, but you're gonna get Blizzard this fight.
That's what I'm thinking. We're gonna have Blizzard. We're gonna have Rally. So, because I think Minky's gonna be out of the picture once we on pause here.
I also want to point out that Detroit are gonna have Rush and Rally. I mean, Minky's like super dead here, right? You're facing an OC and a and a copy Malga.
Oh, and the unpause is coming through, chat. They are gonna whittle down Minky.
The copy cage onto the Juno.
Copy Games comes out, and the Rally committed 2 on the side of Adbon, or on the side of Havana from Adbon, is gonna make this fight messy, but nonetheless, Detroit are gonna come out on top.
Hang.
That was an auto pause, I believe.
Yeah, that was out of pause. So Adbon did DC. So it's actually good that he used Rally that fight, because he would have lost it anyway.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Use the ult while you have it. But yeah, now we're back to the booth. So we're looking at a shapely 30% to 39%. Again, a lot of ults going to be coming on the table here for this next fight. Barring Adbon could get his internet under control. To anyone in United Rogue who doesn't know, we're actually starting a GoFundMe for Adbon, because this is like the 5th season in a row where he's had terrible ping in the finals. So yeah, please make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, and donate to the cause.
Donate to the cause of getting Adbon a new router.
Literally. I'm pretty sure this is like unironically the 3rd or 4th time in finals where Adbon is having terrible internet. Chat, you can't hear them, but our streamer Andrew is literally having PTSD flashbacks to the Vancouver season, where what could have been a very interesting game was riddled with DCs. But he's back, hopefully,
Okay.
for good this time.
Hopefully. The internet providers just having fun, just trolling internet.
All right, but
They are
looks like
holding close, which... Ooh, swinging coast. This is... Oh.
a great play out of the side of Detroit to catch that rotate with the Kitsune Rush. And it's just set and done. It wasn't even a fight. Absolutely great play call there. And Vanguard again gonna stage up top. This time Greek gonna poke him out, but forced to drop himself. Yeah, they are gonna clear the height this time.
Why
This
is
Yumi falls low there? That was scary. Lemon almost catching the rotate.
Why is the Malga on high ground?
Yeah, a split push here finds two of the Havana members. Minky able to find Ninjax, but they're down pretty much everyone. It's just Minky and Foliage. They are gonna have time to wait here. Not long.
They're gonna they're gonna get a touch. I think Reaper does.
Lemon popping the rail, loses the 1v1
Malga
of
does.
Foliage. Malga dies, but the cage comes out, and the Reaper will
Awesome. A rally.
picks here going back and forth. It's really, really messy here, but I think Detroit is going to be able to just seal this one up.
Yeah. That was an interesting map.
Yeah, I think... Honestly, I think Havana just kind of botched their rotate there a little bit. It looked like half the team went to go clear heights to make sure the Echo wasn't up there. But unfortunately, the Squishies stayed low, and the Diva was able to cut them off.
Yeah, where do you think that if you're Havana, where do you go at this point? And who do you ban?
See, despite losing the map, I actually think that if they wanted to, they could go Flashpoint, and look to Brawl. I do think Havana could potentially benefit from like a Saravasa pick here. I just think what they need to do is they need to tighten up their rotations, and they can't do any of this split funky business, right? The fights that they're winning, the fights they look dominant in, are the fights where they pressure Darkstar into fighting Minky, into when they find that early pick on the tank. I think Lemon and Vanguard are just a devious DPS duo, and if you start to look to do things that are too split, that's when Lemon's going to start to find the value. That's when Vanguard's going to be able to collapse. So I think maybe they opt for that. But then again, pretty much everyone here has crazy hero pools. You know, if they want to workshop something right now and throw spaghetti at the wall to see if it sticks, they can. In terms of bans,
It is
though,
early enough.
I don't even know what you'd ban. I'm going to be honest. Again, I mentioned everyone's hero pool here. You're probably just going to want to ban something that's relevant to the map you pick, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know we've joked about it in some of our Emerald games before, but if we pick Watchpoint Gibraltar, we're not banning Reaper, chat. It's not happening. At least it shouldn't
We're
be happening
banning
here.
Winston or Ana, please. We're banning either Winston, Ana, or Brig. Like, no ifs, no buts. Or maybe even a Widow. Like, if you're going to a poke map, Widow is very dangerous. Lemon has shown incredible prowess on that hero.
Yeah, Lemon, our resident hit scan demon, is in the chat. But see, that's the other thing, and I kind of want Havana to take advantage of. Both Greek and Foliage have pretty flexible hero pools, but some of the more goofy characters that you don't necessarily see all the time. Foliage, we know, loving the Venture. pretty much any of the flex DPS. Greek, I'm pretty sure mainly enjoys hit scan, but like we saw some Reaper action there. We've seen Bastion in the past, I'm pretty sure, who, despite the nerfs, the 2 damage nerf to his normal primary fire, is still pretty much the same Omnic that he was before this last patch. So yeah, I think they could absolutely get crazy with some comps here if they go to like Flashpoint or something.
And we are gonna see the actual map pick coming out, and it is King's Row. We will not have Skirm's Row later on. Unfortunate.
We have our first ban coming out here, and it is going to be the Diva ban from the side of Havana.
Makes sense. Diva's really strong on both attack and defense on this map. This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, see, it's funny. Now, I personally have not been playing a lot of Overwatch competitively, at least in terms of scrims, United Rogue, other leagues. But on ladder, and maybe it's just me, but it drives me crazy. I see Zarya banned all the time. Diva is running around unchecked for free, literally an S tier hero. Please, someone put this character in the ground. I'm sick of seeing it. The defense matrix, the 4-second boosters, I press R and basically have another micro missiles cooldown to nuke a squishy. I hate it.
We are going to see the other ban coming out from Detroit, and that is going to be May. I think a sim ban would have been better here, but just so you can kind of avoid the sightlines if you're Detroit. Because, like, if Havana goes sim here, Lemon and Vanguard can't get as many angles, and they can't shoot them on the rotate. So I get May is very good at holding down chokes and is very survivable. Same is more dangerous.
Yeah, an unchecked sim will definitely run through your team. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll see what each team opts to play here.
Oh,
looks like actually
that shouldn't be allowed.
It shouldn't be allowed. I do believe we just didn't update the code. JD is an unpaid intern here and had plans this weekend, so it probably would have been on whoever the host is to disable them. No worries, chat. Surely everyone just doesn't pick the new hero.
Gentleman's agreement. Yeah, and we are going to restart just in case. The teams are not happy about that.
Well, unfortunately for Havana, they do have Adbon on their team, who was the culprit of the last ban hero pick. So we do have to disable the hero, unfortunately. But no worries, we're back in lobby already. Not a big deal.
Okay, so first point King's Row is really interesting because it doesn't play like how you think it might, like on first glance.
And we're seeing potentially
Arissa's gonna blow up.
an Orisa pick. Yeah, I'm out of the competitive scene. I don't know what's good, but it's been a minute since I've seen an Orisa, at least myself personally. But I imagine she still probably excels at what she's good at, which is just not dying. So I don't know, maybe it'll be interesting. We are getting a Torb look from Vanguard here. Dark Star over to the Ramatra. There it is.
I don't hate the Torb on this point. You can set off an off angle
I don't
with
hate
the
the
turret
Torb.
and just kind of poke like a Soge.
And aggression out of the side of Detroit while Greek pops wheels, and now Havana gonna walk Detroit back. Foliage finding his stake in the small room there, able to help Minky clean up 2, 3, and that's just gonna be a reset there from the side of Detroit. And Havana did really well at absorbing that aggression out of the side of Detroit there. And yeah, Lexum is gonna swap over to the Bastion. I was gonna say, having to push into the wheels is a big factor. And even as we see, we
are
do
also
see a
going to
little...
see Vanguard switching off of the Torb onto the Echo. Definitely more poke based. You can kind of poke out the Bastion a little more, and you don't have to fight in front of the shield, behind the shield.
Adbon gets caught out looking to be cheeky and chase him on the rotate here, as both teams flip the map, and now Detroit is going to find themselves poised to start taking some progress here on the objective. Minky falling low, able to pop form, hold block. Adbon is back into the fray. We're back to an even fight. Darkstar falls dangerously low, but Minky's low himself, and the trades start coming out. Neither team has a tank. But Havana does find themselves rooted on this point, as both supports from Detroit looking to fight Foliage in a small room are going to have to retreat. But what's going on in the back line? A rush gets dropped from Nezuyumi, but Lexum and Vanguard find the picks.
There's a lot of ults going on. We traded rushes, which isn't awful, and then the artillery probably could have been saved.
But that is going to be a point cap out of Detroit. 4 minutes in the time bank going into the streets phase here. It does look like all Havana caught close spawn, so they are going to be close to find the pick on Alexum as they push Darkstar down, and that's going to be 2 picks. They are going to maintain this choke now. I say that, but they go past it. They're looking for more. Maybe not aware of the Vanguard lurking up in these halls. Actually, they are. Foliage looking for some action. Forces them out. And Adbon with the kill.
That's a huge stagger. Although Minky in the back line.
Yeah, Greek gets caught. Despite that, pick still in favor of Havana. Darkstar's ult gets shut down. I have to say, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this. They're holding up in front of the choke. I guess they do have the Lucio speed to kite back through to the other side of the choke, but they are down a Bastion here. I say that, and Foliage with an incredible play. I don't know what else to call that. Finds one, pops ult, gets Ajax, and now they're back to holding the choke.
Yeah, this is still really good though, because he went 1 for 1. The aggressive beat out of Detroit. No one's on point though.
And a stabilizing Ramatro here, able to just take that incoming damage and live, basically. Ooh! The Bastion ult finds Ninjax. This is big for Havana. They're going to be able to stabilize here. Greek back with the wheels. They're going to look to pressure out Darkstar, and that's going to be a wrap.
Yeah, this is really impressive out of Havana. Being able to hold it this close, that's going to be hard to beat.
And it looks like Detroit is looking for other methods now. Lemon over onto the Tracer. Vanguard looking to double up on the off angle. Kind of gets caught out though. Good, forced to use copy. Both Kiri rushes used. Recall forced. Ooh, but the damage coming out for the side of Detroit. The picks come through. Lemon finding 2. They did eat up a respectable amount of the bank. We're under the 2-minute mark here, as they will have a recontest, especially with the Lucio. They're coming back. They're going to have the beat. They're probably going to have another Bastion ult from Greek this fight. And the only thing on the side of Detroit is the Ramatro, which could find value to lengthen and stall this fight here. Form Force early.
Beat.
Darkstar gonna pop ult to live, but get shut down. And it's just gonna be cleanup
Greek
here.
Avenger fighting Lemon in the back.
Ooh, and Lemon comes out on
Ends up
top.
dying for it.
Lemon needs to be careful here. He might get staggered. They have a Lucio. They have a Venture.
They aren't chasing him above though.
Not able to catch the rotate. You're right. Lemon's gonna live. Actually, he doesn't leave. He stays.
And nobody.
Oh, Foliage is checking it. Foliage is clearing it. He's not gonna let Lemon stay here for free.
Tracer
the rest of
versus
his team is
Venture is
back.
certainly not a favorable matchup.
Yeah, Lemon forced to get out. Darkstar falls a little low. Wheels out of Greek early, gets Pulse.
Pulse out.
Able to live, but it finds Adbon. And Vanguard swapped over to Reaper. I didn't catch that, but I think it
Neither
probably
did
helped
I.
clean up Minky there. And they are going to cap,
Yeah.
again, just under 2 minutes. We're at the minute 40 mark, coming here into the final third phase of our map here. Ooh, and Ninjax caught out being a little too aggressive, as Vanguard is going to have Wraith forced. And both tanks popping for him in the front line. Vanguard falls. It's 2 picks for the side of Havana as Darkstar falls too. And they're looking to just cement their hold here now. Take the space, but Foliage, greedy, loses to the Widow SMG. But Adbon gets the cleanup. And I wonder if Lemon's going to stay on this Widow here.
Widow's really good on the latter half of this point, but Ashe is much better in like mid-ranges.
Ooh, the Kyrie ult committed. Both Kyrie ults committed. Darkstar committing the Ramatra ult. A Venture ult, which I'm not sure we needed, committed. I guess it's not that bad. It was 2 for 2. But Greek falls to the Ashe now. Good call, as you said. They might have to give some space without Greek here on that Bastion to sort of police the Bulldog rush. Beat committed. A second beat committed from Adbon. Both teams stable. Darkstar getting nuked by the Bastion ult. Vanguard killed out of the Reaper ult. And both teams just going tit for tat here, but picks coming out in favor of Havana, and they're not even... Oh, I say not gonna have a touch. But Emerald City desperately tries on the Lucio. And that's going to be round 1 in the books. A pretty respectable push, I think, all things considered.
You still have to get it like past the first corner on third.
Yeah, I mean, making it to third is big. Especially, I think it's pretty common here. We do see a lot of a lot of holds either live and die just towards the end of that second point streets phase. We've seen pushes fizzle out and defenses become iron walls right there, right at the end of the streets phase in second point. I think this season alone in this league, we've probably seen several really momentous first pushes where people cap and they have a huge time bank, but they just don't ever get past streets phase. So just being able to make it to that third point and push the payload, like you said, to that first corner is pretty big.
Yeah, a lot of holds are also like on that corner specifically. It's not easy.
Looking at the same
It's not
comp
a
here from Havana, but Detroit is opting to keep the Ashe, and Vanguard is going to mirror Foliage in his venture endeavor.
Ooh. Rock Eater versus Rock Eater.
I do like this Ashe. There is a lot of potential for pressure on the high ground here, but Havana
Ashe
opting to clear the height. And Nezuyumi finds Vanguard on the venture, but Lemon, with an answer of his own, finds Adbon.
Yeah, Havana really taking charge. of this.
Minky forced to form. Darkstar also forced to form. Foliage falls, though, looking for Lemon in the backline. Greek has the wheels online. Gonna help pressure out Darkstar as progress ticks up. Vanguard is in. Forces the Bastion out and gets the kill. It's gonna be clean up here inside of Detroit. Havana was
If you
able
can
to rack
kill the
up
Ram
2
here, it's
ticks.
huge.
Oh, they do. A late pick onto the Minky. No ults online yet, but I fear we are going to see a Bob and a Rush on the side of Detroit before this fight is over. Greek potentially going to be able to use the Bastion ult here. I'm not sure how much value it's going to get, but we will see. As now, I was going to say, if you don't clear that high ground, Lemon's going to go unchecked. And he's already rotating the backline to find another one. Finds 2. Vanguard found Adbon, and this push is going to be dead before it even starts.
Yeah, Ash has always been good on this point specifically defense. It really plays to the strengths of how you should play this.
And Lemon's just playing up forward in their spawn. Found Greek. This push staggered.
Yeah, and we're already 2 minutes down.
I was gonna say, I think if they want to break this, I know it's gonna be a time investment, but they have to rotate I and clear Lemon off this high ground.
Yeah,
nothing's gonna get done. Especially now you're
That
walking
is-
a lot of ults. Ooh, both rushes come
Do you
out.
wanna know the
Vanguard
best
gets
part of-
traded. It's back and
the
forth.
best part of the cannot speak English today. The best part about the clearing height plan is how you're actually supposed to play this. You're supposed to always clear height on this. Because otherwise, all the angles just surround you and you die.
And both teams investing some ults there. Kiri Rush, Ram ults. A desperation ult here out of the Bastion. I'm not sure. Using it this early. Not a lot of commotion going on. Doesn't find anyone. And the Bob chucked into the back line. The Ventral use though. Ooh, the beat committed but doesn't get Nezuyumi. She falls to the Ventral. And Adbon.
And this is...
Ooh. Yeah, this is just a stonewall defense here from the side of Detroit. Havana doesn't have an answer.
30 seconds.
No swaps being made, no changes. They're just looking to brute force it here at this point. They just need a tick, but they are going to be pushing a double support ult here. And an aggressive beat comes out from the side of Detroit. Greek finds Vanguard though. Foliage answering with his own Venture ult. And they are going to find picks here. Adbon falls. It is messy. We have some members low, but Mickey is going to get care. Emerald City comes in, gets deleted, and it's just Darkstar and Lemon fighting for this point. And if you're a Havana
Ninjax
fan,
needed to get the ult.
yeah, a rush would have been big there. But if you're a Havana fan, your hopes are still alive. We're moving on to Streets phase here.
True.
With a humble 2
With
minutes
only
in the
2
time
minutes,
bank.
30 seconds. That's not a lot for second.
It's not a lot, but we did see a lot of members go kind of just realizing that their tank was going to get bad spawn, going and fight. So they are coming back from bad spawn. So it looks like Payload's at least going to make it to this, around this first ban.
Second.
Ooh, and the mirror rushes come out. Both Rams. Forms being committed. Nezuyumi falls, but Darkstar falls. Bob comes out in the rush. But it looks like Havana's going to be able to just play around it. Yeah, Bob falls. A crazy grenade out of Greek to find the kill on to Lemon. Foliage falls, but Ninjax dying late on the Kiriko. Probably not what you want, as you're going to want to look to mount at least a contest here to eat away at that time bank here. And Vanguard and Darkstar are in position for a touch here. The Kiri does get taxied. An Adventure ult out of Vanguard. Gonna get absolutely deleted as Greek pops the wheels. Minky committing the form here. And this is dangerous.
And we've
If
got
they...
this head-in.
Lemon
If they
with a pick.
stagger
Oh,
here, this is a loss.
I was gonna say,
this is a
this
loss.
could just be it. They want to chase. And they do chase Lemon, but Minky is gonna just stay on point. And Vanguard is gonna have to touch solo against a Minky tank. I don't know.
You don't even get a touch.
They don't even get a touch. Yeah. They absolutely played that wrong. They just needed to fight on point there before the cap went through.
Play of the game.
I know we mock because it hasn't really been a consistent thing for a while, but early in Overwatch's lifespan, the whole die on point thing was it sort of fell out of style, but that was one fight where you absolutely needed everyone to just die on payload so you had a chance to recontest after the cap goes through. Yeah.
It could be better, but it also could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely back and forth there. I gotta give props to Havana. It was looking bleak on that first point attack. I did not know how I felt about them just weathering the storm that is Lemon on the high ground. But they made it work.
Yeah, I still think it's kind of risky to let Lemon control all the high ground positions, but
yeah, I mean, it's certainly a gamble, but you know, hey, in Vegas the house always wins, and Havana, the number 1 seeds going into this, they opted to let it go. And I don't know if I don't know if letting it go on a map with high ground like that is a traditional answer. Go ahead.
We're sorry for interrupting that, but Circuit with a Bastion ban? What?
I like it only because I think Havana has made it clear they're not looking to duel Lemon.
Wait, is Circuit not in the map pool?
Circuit is not in the map pool.
It's not.
Okay. We've been debated. There is no Circuit.
Okay, so they're probably going to go to Rialto. The two are more similar.
Wait, hold on. JD's not here, so I got to put him in blast. He can't defend himself. JD's team picking a map not in the map pool. JD, get your team together. Okay, that's all I needed.
Also, I was correct. Okay, I was wrong. Apparently, the weavings changed.
So it looks like Detroit has no idea what map they want to play. We're on our 3rd map pick from Detroit. Watch Point Gibraltar. Hopefully locked in.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We said with fingers crossed.
Bastion ban on Gibraltar? Are we crazy?
Okay. Now, to what I was gonna say. I don't hate it because I think Havana's made it clear that their strength is sort of the chaotic team fight. They're not looking to mark off angles. They're not looking to 2-on-1 or 2-on-2 have people fight Lemon. Like if they can passively have the angle marked, that's fine, but they're not looking to hard contest him. So I think like what we saw there on first point King's Row attack where he was just unchecked, I think the Bastion ban is okay because I think that's something Greek would have done. They're just committed to waiting for Darkstar to misuse his cooldowns and take advantage of the damage of the frontline pressure that the wheels provides. So I don't hate the Bastion ban. I think on Circuit, especially, I think we definitely would have saw a Bastion if was possible if it was in the map pool, but I don't hate it. It is kind of niche on Gibraltar, but I kind of see what they're going for, because despite the Bastion ban, I still don't think you're going to see an Ashe, a Soj, a hit scan mirror, an answer for Lemon in that sense of the word.
Oh. Yeah, Epic Shock would okay. Anyway, I think if they're gonna go with that, Gibraltar maybe wasn't the choice that they would have preferred. Like, Gibraltar's all about setting up angles and then you having to contest those angles.
Yeah, I mean, despite that, I still think Havana's going to try to brute force this. I don't think again, we've talked about people's hero pools. I just don't know if Havana has or wants to contest an angle with Lemon on it. And that's not to put down anyone on Havana. Everyone in this lobbies, they're all cracked players. I just think that Lemon, and sometimes the peel that he can get, especially on a map like this, I don't know if it's going to be worth the investment to meet him like in a hit scan duel.
And we do have the second ban, and it's a mercy ban.
A mercy ban?
Yeah. I'm a little confused by this. Why are we banning mercy on this map?
I think Detroit maybe was going to give Lemon the mercy pocket. I haven't watched all of Detroit's games, but I feel like giving Lemon a mercy pocket potentially lethal. I know everyone in chat, we like to clown the mercy players we get in our competitive games, but I mean, if you have Lemon on the other end of the blue beam, it could be an investment into your future. I was gonna say, it's certainly something Lemon got from time to time on Louisville last season when they would clown around. But again, still oppressive. Okay, chat, Stan has messed the lobby up again.
Ready for battle.
This is I
was gonna say, ladies and gents,
interesting.
that is one of the league directors, I think. I don't know what he is. Someone put that guy in charge. Someone get him out of here.
Gentleman's agreement not to play on run.
We do have an interesting comp here from the attacking team from Detroit. Sim TP for the Malga, I think, is what we're gonna see here. Right onto the bridge.
Pause.
Oh, a pause?
Attackers incoming.
What? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of
technical
issues
difficulties
on the side of lobby management tonight. We apologize.
Yeah, nothing we can really do. I'm good at pressing pause.
But while we are paused here, I guess we can talk about the interesting comp we have. Oh, never mind. They're ready. I don't know what's happening. No shot. Stan actually made me owner of the game.
I know you'll do better.
Surely. All right. We're unpausing. Going in, chat.
Okay. The Mauga on Jibby is a strat, and we're immediately falling off high ground.
Yeah, falling out of the TP. Instantly going back to spawn to swap. That was definitely an attempted play of all time.
Intentional.
And now both teams just looking for poke. Each
This
monkey
one's
jumps in
been,
respectively, but Darkstar gets walled and melted as Minky's just gonna fall down for some cleave on the cart. Jump back.
Time to
Ooh,
switch
but
to Diva.
Vanguard commits to trying to melt Minky with his E, gets slept and shut down by Foliage. Looking to just
I mean,
walk his
Vanguard
cart.
could go cart here.
He could.
If Vanguard goes cart, this is really good.
Minky dropped the contest, but the Kiri TP'd in to bail Darkstar out. And now Darkstar's on the back line of this Havana team. Adbon able to get a trade. Oh, two trades coming out. And Minky's going to be back. Going to be able to take control of this payload. Ooh. And Lemon desperately able to make that rotate out. Gets packed. Gets some health care. As now Detroit looking to take control of this high ground. Minky falling low. Forced to bubble. Forced to drop. Foliage getting jumped on. A big sleep from Nezuyumi as Greek finds Lemon on the Ash. And now we see Detroit sort of being corralled into the server room here. But Darkstar looking to flip the angle. Forced to jump out, has no jump, gets solo ulted by Foliage. He does not care, he burns the monkey. Ninjax TPing, desperately trying to help, falls. And after a little back and forth, we still have Havana holding this point.
The fact that we've already gone through like 2.5 minutes and another wall. Darkstar being committed out.
Falls a little short, and Greek wins the chow. Vanguard able to clear this high ground. Almost walled. Is caught. And this is just a kind of a big stagger out of the side of Detroit. Minky getting aggressive, pops the primal. I'm not sure if that's when you wanted to go for the play, but nonetheless does. We do see Lemon over onto this Tracer trying to walk the cart. Minky able to drop to contest it. The rush and venture ult committed into the Nano Monkey, who just bubbles it. And Primal being forced out of Darkstar. Rally used to peel for the Ana. Forward progress being made. The rally from Emerald City now. It's back and forth, tit for tat. No one's fault. Cooldowns being traded. Monkeys jumping backlines. Darkstar getting melted, though. That's going to be the first pick. And that might just be what seals their fate. As Emerald City gets caught in the backline. Lemon falls to Nezuyumi. And if these kills come through here, these late picks on the Ninjax and Vanguard, that could seal Detroit's fate. They are able to get out, though. A swap onto Lucio from Emerald City. Will a touch come through? It looks like it's going to come from Vanguard here. Vanguard and Emerald City. But Emerald City gets melted. Vanguard falls with no cooldowns. Darkstar melted. A mail on point. And that is going to be a first point hold from the side of Havana.
That's really good if you're Havana. Because now you don't have to go through all the bull that is second. So
Initiating match.
This is the last time we get to admire Gibraltar before it gets carpet bombed.
Whoa. Let's slow down. Okay. Winston said, okay, that they were getting attacked. All right, we're gonna put up a fight here. Overwatch has a chance. All right, I know there's some cool new head of HR over at Talon, but we're getting a jetpack cat. So like, what chance does Talon really have?
You know, I prefer to remain neutral in this.
Unfortunately, I'm a Lucio player. I can't remain neutral. It's Overwatch forever. Especially because, along with a new HR rep, they're also getting another Vishkar representative, and we know Lucio does not mess with Vishkar. On God.
Oh yeah, true.
And some sim TP strats and shenanigans out of the side of Havana here.
Putting hard light to good use instead of the destructive capabilities it has in Domino's kit.
And Adbon looking to help as Winston brawl in this room against the Diva. And we have Foliage, the one taking cart here. Not as mobile as a Tracer, but just
dead.
Oh yeah, this brawl's getting vicious, but Darkstar getting demacked and Emerald City's low. Foliage getting marked by both DPS, forced to ice block, but Adbon drops for him, and so does Minky. But the trade's coming out relatively evenly, as Darkstar is gonna get Suzu'd and remack onto Minky for the Goomba Stomp.
Really good early stop by Detroit.
Yeah, just textbook, the way they kind of split that up. Lemon is already staging to have cart marked. He's ratting down there by the Mega. But it does look like, for the most part, Havana is looking to just mark this high ground again. Foliage pushing cart unawares of the Lemon, but as that duel takes place, the high ground is being contested here. Both teams going back and forth. A post bomb committed from Lemon. They're all over the place. Foliage falls first. Adbon next. Greek finds Vanguard. The Monkey is still healthy here, but they are down one. Greek finds another. Rush is committed.
Do you really want to commit Rush here, though?
I was going to say, some trades coming out. Monkey able to live. Greek is stowed away underneath by the payload.
Let's start pushing it.
Yeah, and the whole team is just going to go under. This sort of split push that was happening was being shut down, the sort of textbook route. They are going to look to just brawl and shove the payload from underneath. And Winston jumps in with the rally from Adbon. And Overclock coming out from Greek. Minky finds Vanguard. That's going to be one ult off the table. And Primal being used here. Suzu
They have
used.
bomb for Remax.
They do have bomb, and that's Yumi gets ran down by Ajax. A big freeze though from Foliage. Picks coming out from Greek, and that is gonna be the map.
Gibraltar. Yeah, that's Havana winning Gibraltar. Definitely getting a little scary if you're Detroit now.
Play of the game.
We have the scales tipping now in favor of Detroit. They are up in the series 2-1.
Railgun powered and ready to fire. Breaking them down.
And I guess I stand corrected. I didn't think we were gonna get a hit scan to sort of contest or play around or even really deal with Lemon, but Greek rising to the occasion, finding picks not just on Lemon but consistently on other members of Detroit throughout that round. I'm gonna have to give credit where credit was due. That was a great round from Greek. And it looks like we're gonna be heading to Servasa.
That's a really good brawl map. Although if you wanted pure brawl, go to New Drink City.
And we have the
And
Malgaban.
we are gonna out of Detroit, yeah. And Havana immediately banning Echo here.
Sorry, I'm at a loss for words. As Stan has now put hosting duties on me. Literally, how dare he? Bowsy wants blue spec. And are both teams ready? Okay. We are going in.
Traveling to Suravasa.
This map is always kind of interesting.
Initiating match.
Like, how do you really fight market, but also like not feed? Because that's market is more of a control for space than anything.
This could be revolutionary here. We have a Doomfist pick.
The Doom pick. Ooh, oh,
All right.
Juno Zen?
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know if we're gonna see the Zen on this map. I feel like he's so vulnerable on maps like this.
3, 2,
Yeah. What?
I was gonna say this first point. Okay, yeah, the Lucio swap comes out. I was gonna say I feel like my leg is being pulled here, and it was, and a hog swap. And we do have Lemon opting for the Rage Bait Soldier. We've seen time and time again here. Gonna be on an off angle. Gonna be a mile away. Gonna be a track star.
knocks in 10 seconds.
The legs are fast.
Yeah, Havana opting for
And
this long
Lemon already
angle.
making his presence known.
Ooh, falls low. A rail from Greek to put him off. Darkstar brawling on point with Minky. Unfortunately, being held back by the May. But again, this Rage Bait Soldier just sort of shooting Havana in the back. Trades come out. Hog dies. Adbon dies. But Havana is going to find first cap on this point. Minky forced to form from the pressure of Lemon on this off angle. And Havana has control of the point, but they don't have presence as Lemon is just peppering Vanguard from the side, or Minky from the side, and Vanguard finds the kill. Some stall coming out as Adbon falls, and now Greek slides onto the point. And Nezuyumi and Foliage are both going to try to get out, but with no speed, they're going to get caught out here, I think. The ice block comes out, but Ninjax wraps and finds both picks. And even Minky falls low. And this is just going to be a huge stagger.
4K for Ninjax.
Yeah, Ninjax absolutely getting active.
Adbon a lot closer to beat than Emerald City is as of now.
Ooh, the kill on the Ninjax. The rush comes out, is committed, does not get Ajax, but still rough. I say that as Darkstar gets a cheeky hook on a Greek. The Molten Core committed, and now the team is split. Do they chase this hog? Do they not? Lemon's still on this off angle, wreaking havoc. Darkstar falls, but at what cost? This is going to be a messy touch here. I was going to say, they're looking to fight this tour, but again, Soldier is just permanently in his backline despite the flip. Ninjax and Lemon are on the off angle while Emerald City gets ran down. Ninjax finding Kiri, and now a lot of ults being committed. The freeze on a Darkstar. Lemon's ult finding nothing, unfortunately. Despite the potency of Soldier on an off angle, Lemon is probably better just never pressing Q because that ult is terrible and he gets shut down. Adbon finds Ninjax, and despite the back and forth and the favorable pressure that Detroit had, it looks like Havana's going to cap first.
Yeah.
Next flashpoint temple.
Are we going over to the point?
And we're going to a more open point on Sura. So I'm interested to see how the Soj and Soldier are going to play their own angles here.
Ninjax with another great early opening pick. The rush committed though in response to sort of posture here. Darkstar force form early. As Yumi gets caught again from Lemon on this off angle. The beat committed from Adbon. Both support ults there. And we're pretty much just in an even fight. I say that as the kills get cleaned up, but Flip goes to Lemon and Emerald City on this Lucio. They are going to be forced to give point though. Flip is going to go right back. And as Detroit postures from main, we have the track star, Lemon, rotating all the way around back, looking to apply pressure.
This ends now.
As the fight happens in main, Greek popping the rail,
Don't let them take the point.
The
forcing...
overclock Pierce really able to do a lot of damage in that smaller confined lane.
Area denial.
They do weather the storm. Oh, again, Ninja dead right as they cast their ult. Ooh, but Minky falls. Lemon on this off angle is going to create a cap and get 2 kills for himself. Greek able to shut it down, not before the flip comes through though. Opting to just reset off the map. Unfortunately, if you're Havana, you invested a lot early there. You're only looking at a male tier, but that could be big enough. If Darkstar falls to this freeze, they could manage to cap this with only 1 ult. I say that though, but Lemon catches the respawns rotating in, finds one himself, and we're still committing the freeze here. Is gonna zone, but finds no one. Ultimately, Minky off the map.
And we're gonna reset.
And that point is just going to go right back to Detroit. Sort of this tit for tat. Again, Lemon, he's already off to the next point. He's looking to catch people on the rotate here.
Get to the next point.
We are gonna see Ruins as the next flashpoint.
There's the enemy turret.
Greek falling low, forced to slide in. Adbon falls. Suzu committed. Darkstar popping his ult. And it looks like they're going to have another fight win here.
Yeah, a very early cap as well. The Tor perk out as well, finally.
Like a jet.
It's going to be a lot more of a headache to clear the turret now that I can go on walls.
And Lemon finds Nezumi early, completing this wrap, looking for foliage, forces an ice block here.
The Ajax!
Emerald City with an Ajax, and Adbon responds with a beat of his own, but Lemon finds a Nether on this fucking flank. Oh my god, sorry for the F-bomb. It's crazy. But he does fall.
We saw an Ajax in finals.
The rush committed from Ninjax. Out of desperation, Mankey looking to seal the deal, pops his own ult in response. Darkstar holding block on this point, trying to stall it out as long as possible. Does fall. Emerald City falls. And Vanguard is going to fall. And the flip finally does go through.
Enemy turret eliminated.
Havana having a bigger ult bank.
They do. They need to be careful though. If Flip goes through, in this game mode, 85%, that's nothing. That's last fight territory.
Let the kitsune guide you.
The
A lot of
flying
ults being
visor. The carry
Not gonna find anyone. Adbon.
I'm gonna go tap.
Don't let them take the
Wait.
point.
He is gonna
May
be able to
isn't
get
gonna get
clipped.
there in time. May didn't
say
get
there's-
there in time.
No speed from the side of Havana as Adbon got picked. Now the Elim's coming out in favor of Detroit. It's just gonna be Minky holding on with some Kiriko heals. The block in the corner, unfortunately not gonna be enough.
It's a third flashpoint going to Detroit. And we're going to Palace, I think.
Meet me at the next location.
Yeah, they're heading to Palace. Again, I don't know what the answer here is if you're Havana. The pressure coming out from this Soldier 76 on the off angle is just absolutely ridiculous.
If we look at the scoreboard, Lemon has the most eliminations on all of Detroit. 26 and 4.
And ult's coming out here. Despite the beat from Adbon, it is just going to be cleaned up with Dark Star and the Annihilation. But we do see Greek over onto this Reaper, and I think this sort of mirrors what I was saying was going to happen on Gibraltar. I don't think you're going to see a hit scan try to contest Lemon, and that's really you're not. But Adbon will. Adbon getting freaky. Oh, falls. Lemon's still miles away. Gonna come back on this off angle. And rush committed from Ninjax. Falls low again. Manages to live though. The male committed comes out but fully falls.
The visor too. Gonna be able to maybe get these exit picks.
And that's just gonna be the point. Adbon maybe could get a cheeky
This is
touch
map,
if it's a
I think.
crazy rollout, but they're already
I
pushed
think
up to
this
stop
is-
it.
Yeah, this is map. And Detroit going 2 for 2. Evening up the series.
Yeah, I think that was just textbook Detroit. Or pretty much any team. I think we've seen it from a couple teams, even in Sapphire. Any team that has a soldier player, Servasa just ends up being a really good rage bait soldier map. You just lock soldier, you're permanently on an off angle. No one could catch you because you just... If anyone does contest you and you're afraid, you just run.
You run away.
You just run forever. That being said, it works perfectly. A lot of teams still haven't figured out an answer for it. Because if you don't have a hit scan to contest it, your option is pretty much just win the fight main early.
Before the angle
But
can be set up.
Yeah, Lemon is just putting out damage constantly, though. And honestly, I did kind of want to see the Diva swap from Minky earlier. And I did like the Reaper swap out of Greek to sort of maybe help in that frontline fight. But I think it was too little too late. Adbon had already had enough of Lemon on the off angle. Committed to fighting the 1v1. It didn't pay off. So now we have the series tied up again, 2-2, with the ball in Havana's court. They get map and first ban here.
The only map or maps that could go to are push maps here, which are pretty much all more open maps.
Yeah, that's true. We could see another Rage Bait Soldier map.
Maybe a New Drink City or a New Queen Street. We're seeing more Lemon Rage Bait. Okay, so the ball is in Havana's court, and the only maps they can go to, or only game mode is push. Esperanza, and we're banning Soldier from Havana.
Esperanza ban Soldier. All right, you heard it here first, folks.
Okay. Esperanza is an interesting map. It's very dive heavy. Watch her do this. Just waiting for second ban out of Detroit here, and actually I missed it. It's a Czar ban. How do you feel about the Czar ban here?
I don't know. I'm not necessarily opposed. I think Czar's strong in her own right, especially if maybe they're looking to play
longer brawlier fights.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel any type of way about it. I think at least in the tank department. What?
Initiating match.
Oh, well, too bad. We're in. Sorry, Andrew. But yeah, I think overall, Minky, at least in the tank department, has a big enough roster that the Zarban isn't really going to be that big of an issue. But we'll see. Maybe Darkstar's whipping out the DV here. Has a crazy... No, we're seeing a queen being flashed here.
Okay. Well, Minky DC'd. God. Who is DDoSing the servers?
No, chat just says his game crashed. So, at least it's not an internet issue. Hopefully, it's just a matter of closing Overwatch completely and relaunching the game.
I feel like... Yeah. This is unfortunate, but... Mercy Wuyang? What? Soj Mei Mercy Wuyang. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh god.
Good to see you.
This is going so well. None of this was seen. Yeah, this never happened. Okay, Wuyang carry, a little more standard. Lucio carry with a queen. Ooh, we are gonna see close to mirror comps actually.
I think this is interesting. I kind of like the Sig. Could help sort of police the angles from Lemon, but also I think Sig is just good this season. With the rock and the pressure from foliage on the Mei, this queen might not be a problem frontline. I say that shot was forced early. Greek finding two.
The issue with when you're what Sig is bad at is like when people get in his face. And Queen likes to do that.
We can catch up. I know we can.
I agree, but I mean, if you use that, if you hold that rock cooldown, you use it well, and with the pressure from the wall and the Mei, I think this might be the pick to sort of help police Lemon on these off angles.
Vanguard almost falling, ends up getting Adbon.
And bot control gonna go back to Detroit here as Havana backs off down 1. Mickey forced the hands early. Shout coming out. The wall and rock combo misses, but they are going to be able to stay stable here while they wait for their Wu Yang to come back. Flux coming out, and it's huge.
Flux.
It's for a huge cleanse, though. And Greek committing the rail.
Vanguard still dies.
Adbon falling low. Foliage, though, on the cleanup. Make sure no one falling in the backline. And a crazy curve onto Lemon. And Ninjax is stuck here in the back. I don't think do they know? They do. They are looking for Ninjax, who gets found. Gonna get staggered here. And forward spawns have
that
been
is
claimed by Havana.
That feels much better.
Ooh, and Vanguard gets rocked. That's gonna be rough. You just got your Kiri back. And this is just forward progress here. Both teams having big ults on the table. As Darkstar and Kiri...
The flank rush ends up getting countered by the wall. It doesn't even get out of the window.
But the picks coming out for Detroit regardless. And I think that was a textbook example of what Detroit really excels at. They have really great mechanical talent on their DPS. They're looking to take split angles, divide Havana's attention so that they could get some picks to come through. Havana, though, all getting forward spawn here. The wall coming out from Foliage. Rock finds Darkstar. The May ult onto the Queen. She ults to get out. Finds 2. Beat was committed, but the picks are still in favor of Detroit despite the large ult investment. And now it looks like Detroit is going to find themselves some forward spawns here in just a moment. I don't think Havana gets to fight before then. And already we see Vanguard and Kiri sort of staging up top in this room. Maybe going to look for a backline pick here as Havana contests the point. The Wu Yang ult comes out. Doesn't catch anyone. As Detroit gives some space. They are on this high ground there as Minky's trying to walk in, walk hard, and does find Darkstar. Greek falls. Adbon pressured out. And Lemon committing the Soj ult. Minky finding his own pick, though. They're still going back and forth, but no.
Let's move.
Detroit gonna come out on top.
Able to get the
and a monkey
checkpoint.
swap out of Darkstar. They get the checkpoint. We have a monkey swap here, which I think I kind of like. I think the bubble gives you more protection from that rock. I say that though, and he's still forced to jump out.
Flux catches
comes out.
Catches the
solo
monkey.
Flux onto the tank. I like it. Emerald City falling low. Still alive somehow. And Sig is gonna fall. Both teams fighting now without a tank. Foliage finding a pick, but again, back and forth. It's just gonna be the supports here on the side of Detroit. With the spawns being closer for Havana, this should be cleanup. But actually, Emerald City's gonna get out. Emerald City's gonna get out, and Winston is back.
Yeah.
Able to keep this bot touch close here.
Close.
Yeah, this is an important fight here. Detroit looking to take the lead off. That rush committed. The freeze committed. Minky falls. Vanguard stuck by the blizzard, but picks are going to be in favor of Detroit. As now it's just Foliage getting cleaned up by Lemon. and Minky swapping over to the Diva. That's the swap I wanted to see after that last Flux, and here it is. But after Detroit takes the lead, and they are walking into some big ults here, they're gonna have to deal with Lemon, they're gonna have to deal with Vanguard, and a beat out of Emerald City. If they're lucky, Adbon will have his rally. I say that, but Vanguard pops ult and finds 2.
And it's red lighting up the kill feed.
Honestly, that was big, only using 1 ult there. They're going to be looking pretty much still even in terms of ult economy going into this fight now.
Railgun charged. This ends now.
Overclock comes out, forces the rally. A big stun out of the Brig, but Monkey able to jump out despite being low.
Yeah, and that is going ult for ult. Definitely, rally for Overclock is a good trade on both sides.
It's Monkey falling
However,
low.
Monkey's getting chased.
Yeah,
Needs
chase
to
him
get primal
down.
here.
Foliage over onto that Reaper, but
Minky
Minky demeched. Not what you want to see. And Minky picked off, as are the rest of the members of Havana. Greek is going to be able to get out, maybe with his life, and 1 for the road. That's actually a pretty big pick as Havana looks to contest this bot before it pushes. And they are up 1 right now. Lemon being not in the fight. Looks like Detroit are just going to opt the kite after Vanguard falls.
We're down to the last 2 minutes.
And see, this is the catch-22 of push. You see Vanguard falling, but gonna get close spawns here. And despite the fight win, now Havana have to walk into this high ground that Detroit are basically set up on for free. And there's the rush. It comes out. The primal being forced. Greek falls to Lemon as this Monkey primal's on point. Minky getting batted around. Lemon finding 2. Vanguard cleaning up foliage. And yeah, that's honestly, it is the catch-22 of push. You just have to, even after winning a fight, once the bot's this far, you have to take a breath. You have to clear high ground when the team has the close spawns.
Yeah, especially because it takes so much less time to get to point from those forward spawns.
Foliage finds Lemon. The bomb coming out. Vanguard shot out of his ult. And this is the forward progress you want if you are Havana. We're finally gonna stop these forward spawns here. Not after they managed to catch it, but still, Havana is gonna be set up on this high ground now. The roles reversed.
They
but it looks like Detroit knows they have to.
Like...
Yeah, they have to clear this.
Yeah, they.
I think he's chasing.
They also have to make bait.
I was gonna say this could
pinch
be
from the bottom.
The pinch could
Flanco
be deadly
from Lemon here.
Oh,
kills Greek Avenger.
And the Reaper ult finding no one. And Minky falling dangerously low, desperately clinging to his mech. Gonna be demech. Foliage finds 1, but picks are in favor of Detroit.
And Detroit are gonna win Esperanza. Go in to match point in the series.
Yeah, we are at match point. I do think, again, this, like you said, was another kind of open map favoring Detroit's play style, and I think it showed there. Despite the early aggression out of Havana, once they were able, once they're able to sort of split angles, even I think the last fight was a great example of it. Monkey fell low and jumped out, and Minky really wanted to pressure that and play aggressive and rap, but Detroit just keeps rapping. Like, they just keep flipping the map. Like, Lemon just goes for a deeper angle. And it keeps catching the squishies and the back line of Havana. And I think maybe Minky needs to play a little bit more reserved.
You could also go to a brawler map if you're Havana, because you had a lot more success on those brawler maps.
Yeah, but I was gonna say best of 7, they had to play a push map there. Now all the maps have been
Yeah.
played. I'm pretty sure they could take it anywhere, but it was just unfortunate the way the cards fell there. They had to pick a push map.
True. I'd like to see an Atlas played, but I think an Atlas would be beneficial to both teams. So I don't think we're going to be going to Atlas.
We'll see. At this stage in the game, the map pool's withered down just a little bit, but hero bans especially have been withered down at this point. Curious to see what comes out from the side of Havana here.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot what heroes have been banned so far.
We've seen Lucio bans, we've seen Soldier bans, Diva bans, Zarya, to name a few. But I was gonna say, remember, each team can ban the same hero. So maybe we see some repeats here. I'm not sure though. I don't think any of the bans that have been played necessarily will be repeated.
Yeah. Maybe a Diva ban. Like, but that's what map do you think we're gonna see though?
I mean, if they could pick any map, I don't know what they're thinking.
Besides ones they've played.
Yeah, because Minky asked if they have to pick Control, and that makes me think he doesn't want to play Control.
Yeah. I mean, it went badly for them, so I don't blame them.
I don't know. I think the first Control map, there was back and forth, but I think if they lock in and again just play together, I think Minky has to slow down. He can't be as aggressive as he wants, because even though sometimes like they find a pick on a Dark Star first, or they find an early pick onto someone else, then Minky wants to go further and further and further and take more and more and more. But the entire time that's happening, Lemon is just in the back line finding the picks himself. And I think after a pick or two comes out, that's when Minky has to reassess in his brain. He has to say, like, he has to ask, where's Lemon? That has to be on your mind. Where's Lemon? I think as these fights play out.
Especially on Rialto, which is definitely more an open map. And we're going to be banning Kiri on Rialto on the side of Havana.
Kiri ban. Alright. I like
Kiri
it.
ban is good on this map. But I'm wondering if a Sig ban was better.
I was going to say, I'm not sure how I feel about the map pick. I'm hesitant.
And we are going to see a Sig ban.
We see a Sig ban.
It is from Detroit.
Oh, wait. We see Detroit opting to flex their attack preference. Actually, wait. They're already on attack. What are they yapping about? Okay. Andrew, no one asks.
Okay, that's... Anyway.
It just... I'm sorry. All right, everyone's ready. We're going in. Going in. Bans are in play. I still don't know how I feel about the map pick.
Welcome to Rialto.
Yeah, this is like really open.
It's really open. I feel like it leans in to pretty much all the strengths we've been seeing out of Detroit. But I don't know. Maybe Havana has a plan. They have a comp. They've thought about this. They've workshopped this.
Maybe.
If you're Havana, you're just going to have to trust in the Minky shot calling here.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of see the vision here. Maybe.
The Alariana makes some sense on this map.
I was going to say, I think, as we all know, Adbon, a typical DPS player, well, actually, a tank player? I don't know, question mark? Put a giant question mark there. Adbon, question mark. On support this season.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
All right, both teams
So
staged to fight for this
Playing-
high ground.
yeah,
Darkstar
Diva's
not
pretty
taking
good
the
on
bait.
this map.
And there it is. Flies up for the Bastion.
Positioning healing pylon. Stay near my pylon.
Honestly,
Moving
Havana
pylon,
is
too.
playing slower. A lot of space coming out,
Oh,
and a
the early
huge dive onto
though.
Greek. But Vanguard just gets traded out instantly. And Lemon has already rotated all the way around on this Widow. Don't get me wrong. I love the flanks out of Lemon. I don't know about doing it on Widow. Gets punished there.
It's certainly bold, but I think boldness is what Detroit can afford right now.
Looking better already.
And Greek is back. And already Lemon onto the Soldier, off the Widow.
Onto the leg 76.
And this is just a lot of poke. A
huge
big sleep
sleep.
on the Lemon, getting shielded by the
They don't
Brig, gonna
get
get
the
DM.
punish.
A big nade
They
finds
get
Lemon.
the punish.
A crazy nade out of Nezayumi there, and a great follow-up dive out of Minky. And Darkstar not even gonna be able to take his own life off the map. Minky's gonna take that kill too.
I don't hit the sim here. You get to avoid all the sightlines.
I think if you utilize the TP, I still feel like this map is open enough that I don't know. Like, once you get to this main courtyard here, yeah, you could dance between the high grounds, but I'm not sure. Vanguard getting nano, though, opting to dive for Adbon. Adbon able to kite it, uses the Rising Sun to avoid it, but picks, doesn't matter, coming out in favor of Detroit.
The huge Reaper ult kills 2,
Reaper ult.
and everybody else is low.
The D-Mech coming out of Darkstar. Oh, but won't get a remake.
being
Minky
able to
finds the baby
punish.
diva, yeah. If Minky lives here, actually it doesn't matter. He has mech. I was gonna say, that Reaper ult was actually huge in stalling this push. Detroit, despite getting 3 quick picks, are not gonna get much progress. And the nano comes out on a Minky, who shuts down Vanguard. And we're back to a stone wall on this defense. We've eaten a good bit of the time bank down. We're coming into the final minute of this attack.
60 seconds remaining.
Both teams with some interesting ults on the board. I say that. Greek just wins a dry fight against Vanguard, gets picked.
And this is a very...
Yeah, that's going to stagger this push
This
just
is
a little
risky.
bit.
We're going to last fight territory, and it's still just at this corner.
And the rally out of Emerald City as Bastion pops his ult. Foliage being chased here, hunted down by Vanguard and Darkstar. Oh, Ninjax falls low. Adbon able to confirm the solo ult on the Lemon, but gets wiped off the board before it lands. And do they even get a touch here? They do. Darkstar commits to the touch. It's just Darkstar and a Brig
Didn't
here.
last long though.
I was gonna say no
Maybe
ults
D.Va out.
from Detroit available unless
that's
Ana can make it back.
And that's a
gonna be
full
round
hold for
one.
Havana.
And I
Looking
said
very
I
dominant
was,
on escort.
I was so hesitant about the map pick, but that's the way they needed to play it. Like that, like the reservation there, out of I think Minky, like not always opting to just all in, and able he helped mark some of the off angles. He was able to follow up when the time was right on those nades. I do think they played it perfectly, and I think moving forward, that's what they need to do. But first, they are still going to have to push the cart around what, that second, third bend, I guess, here.
Very oppressive corner. The sim here can really microwave if done correctly.
Yeah, I do think, though, being in this position, having to attack second after mounting a hold like that, not that I see any great, huge combos in the cards, but the one thing you can always do is you can just play for a crazy ult combo. I was gonna say Nano always goes
Especially
big, but
they aren't gonna contest that first corner. They're only gonna contest the second.
Stop the payload.
yeah, this could be some free walking distance here for the most part. Some early poke being traded. Lemon looking for some picks. But like you said, the first corner is going to be pretty much free as we walk our way to the second corner. This is where the hold really starts to come into play. Greek popping wheels on point, gets slept. Able to get DM'd. Vanguard on the sim, ramping up his beam. Foliage falling low on the high ground. Minky purple falling low.
The sim getting a surprising amount of value here.
Yeah, and this Ana stuck on low ground.
Looking at
Well, the rest of the team is taking a lot of poke up top. I wonder if we're going to see any changes here from the side of Havana. They have...
Okay. It's fine.
We do have another pause coming
what
out
do
here.
we even What do we even talk about in this? Because it's like
I don't know. Again, I think the underrated option of just playing for a crazy old combo is here. I mean, we've seen each team's comp now. Detroit is stuck on defense, and it's pretty much just hold or not hold, right? If they wanted to, Havana could play for a grab combo with the Bastion ult. Hell, Foliage could pull out a Hanzo. Like, you have plenty of options. I mean, we've seen the Foliage Genji, I think, maybe not as apparent as his Venture or other flex DPS. You play for a Nano Blade here. You play for a lot of things here. I think you have to make that decision early, though. Okay. We are getting the on pause.
back in.
Placing shield.
Behold my creation. Turret materialized.
You could really go for like anything if you're Havana here. If you unironically nanoing the sim might work. Because you just melt the diva.
That's true. We do have a sim mirror now. And the nano sim could go crazy. Greek burning wheels up on this high ground.
Ooh, both
cheeky
teleports
TP.
out.
But Greek is left to his own devices
Greek
in the front line.
Won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Oh, this Ana though lands the sleep. He's getting pressured though. And a bait TP. Ninjax pressured and falls. Foliage does pay with his life for it. But the nano, there it is.
Onto the diva. Definitely better at cleanup.
He comes back.
Bob
on
is
the
out.
field. Gonna get bobbed. Bob gonna be able
Bob
to stall
on
this
point.
point, but Darkstar gonna get demacked. Minky also gets demacked.
Kills Greek.
Foliage is back on the sim though. Oh, but the way the kills happen, Minky is gonna end up falling late. And Detroit is gonna be able to make their way back and re-establish their hold on this high ground.
Detroit has done a really good job at holding this point in specific.
And Nade gets eaten. The TP comes out. Oh, and Ninjax gets deleted. A big rally here coming out from Adbon to help stabilize this as the sim walls. And they are playing Ring Around the Rosie. Foliage might get caught out there alone. Able to get
Diva
care.
going to peel. The rally is out.
And turrets
And
on the
Dark
side
Star.
of Foliage. I don't even know.
Dark
It's just
Star
pure
dies
chaos.
before rally can reach him. And this is Havana tying up the series again, and we're going to a game 7.
Yeah, we're all tied up here as we go to our final map of the series.
Whoever wins this next one takes the series. Ah.
And now we're back to the age-old question. What map and what band do we see now that the ball is back in Detroit's court? I do, even though their backs were against the wall, they had to win this one to keep this series alive. I like that Havana picked an escort map because that has sort of been,
They're
you know, the long
dominant.
sight lines. That has been, you know, Lemon's bread and butter. You kind of pigeonhole them into maybe picking a map that's not as strong for them now in this final map pick.
New Queen Street and a diva band from Detroit here. I'm not sure about going to push here.
New Queen Streets.
Yeah, I mean, it helps Detroit because Lemon. It kind of puts Havana in a tough predicament here. Although this is very much a dive map.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm not sure. Again, we've eaten through a lot of bands here. We've eaten through most of the
Maybe a
map
Soch
pool.
band?
Maybe. I honestly couldn't remember if we have already banned Soj or not. But I guess that begs the question.
I don't
then,
think we banned.
does Lemon just lock the legs?
Oh, that's. Anyway. So, not gonna ask what happened. Everything's going wrong. Did Detroit already ban Diva? There was definitely a Diva ban, but I'm not sure. Okay. So Havana banned Diva.
Yeah, we have the Diva ban coming out. I'm just not sure. I still feel like this could go either way. We saw the SIG come out there on the last push map, and Havana found early success with it. I think it just comes down to if Havana could keep their tempo in check, if they could make their rotates cleanly, if Minky is able to, again, like I said, sort of get the pick, reassess, hey, where's Lemon? We keep Lemon in check. I think that's what it comes down to. I think with that in mind, the hero bans at this stage in the game almost sort of not become irrelevant, but they're almost a tertiary thing. I think the deciding factor is going to be team play and tempo and how they play whatever comp they decide to lock. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
And we are going to be seeing a Torb ban from Havana. This ban is a nothing ban. You're not really doing much with this ban.
We have a minor injury being taken care of. Yep. Minky suffered a paper cut. Actually, we don't know, but we need a band-aid, chat.
There is blood, is all it boils down to.
Okay, and now Detroit also opting to use this time as a bio break. Maybe get some water. But yeah, here we are. We're in map 7 of the Ruby Grand Finals.
Yeah.
I think maybe I don't speak for everyone, but I feel like at least at the beginning of the season with the hype around Havana, we probably didn't think we were going to see a map 7 here in finals, but here we are. A great back and forth game so far. And no matter what team you're rooting for, I feel like it has been an absolute spectacular show. And now it's going to culminate here in a map 7.
Yeah. On push, no less. Definitely not a popular pick for a lot of teams.
Yeah, that's absolutely disrespectful. We could have been on Ilios, but here we are. You know, what can I say?
But instead we're on snowy Toronto.
Now we're on New
Instead of
Queen Street.
Sunshine Greece.
All right, both teams are R. Andrew, hit us with a prod R. Send us home. There it is. We're going in, chat.
This map is way more divey than I think any of the other ones.
I think it becomes interesting because I think you can get away with a lot in the main lane, but once the bot does start to push towards one side or the other, that high ground becomes an evident problem. And I think you're right. You need mobility. You need something to sort of deal with it.
If there's any map in the game you play ball on, it is this map, right? The lanes are just so enclosed, but we are going to see a Zar versus a Sig here. Mercy Lucio is definitely pulling our leg. We on Kiri, pretty traditional backline. Definitely very weak to poke though.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm
We are
not
gonna
sure
see
how I
Lemon
feel
on the
about
lights.
this.
Objective unlocks in 30
There it is.
Foliage on the
It's a vendetta. A vendetta. In the last map of finals, we have this Zarya. The vendetta is going to have the bubbles. The question is, how much pressure will Lemon create on these off angles? He's already staging for the flank. He's looking for Greek. Greek catches him. They're going to be dueling each other. The slide comes out while the fight happens main. Adbon. Oh no, Nezuyumi
really
falling while he gets picked. Greek also
On to Havana.
balls.
It's you and me, robot.
Havana is going to be able to back up.
We need to hold their movement.
And Foliage on that Vendetta was able to get some
And-
people low, but not able to confirm anything.
And as soon as the spot like reaches the mega room, your positioning kind of changes. Because you don't really want to go on the high ground at that point. However, Foliage pathing through the high ground here.
Oh, and a
Bubbled the
big
rock,
bubble
and Sig
comes
is
out.
dead.
Yeah, Sig gets nuked. And now Havana going to be able to walk forward with this bot. As they look for some exit picks, Ninjax falling really low is going to fall. And now both DPS on the side of Detroit have fallen to this deep off angle. Flank. I don't even know what you want to call
the
it.
hog.
Suzu gets forced as Lemon falls low, but so does Greek. Yeah, Lemon is just permanently in his back line, and Foliage is gonna fall. Mickey gets hooked in, forced to self-bubble. Picks coming out in favor of Detroit. As Yumi might die late here. Oh yeah, big stagger coming out here. That might be enough to secure forward spawn. I'm not sure how quick the taxi's gonna be.
Not very. Yeah, this is probably enough to secure it.
And Foliage is chasing Lemon on this off angle. It does look like he's gonna get away though. Forward spawns come through. Venture being forced to dig. And the rush visor on the off angle flank. Foliage looking to contest it, forced to block, falls. Greek on the main angle though with an ult of his own. Picks are tied up 1-1. Beat committed from Adbon as they're up now. And the backline of this Detroit team scatters like roaches, literally into Havana's spawn. Looking to catch Foliage, leaving spawn, is going to. Oh wait, Nezuyumi is back with the care. Foliage is gonna live. A grab comes out.
And it ends up catching
Hog falling
Vanguard in
dangerously
the ult.
low. Yeah, and despite this backline pressure, Havana was able to sort of flip that fight. They were able to keep Foliage alive long enough, tight, and make it back to just win the fight main. But still, this Soldier and this Kiriko are permanently taking up residency behind this Havana team. And a big hook on a Greek, but gets bubbled and cleansed. The beat comes out, but of course the Vendetta ult cuts through beat, doesn't find anyone. And Vanguard falling dangerously low. Greek falls, but Foliage able to follow Vanguard. Oh, and Soldier might get caught out here. Yeah, Lemon got a little bit too greedy. And now Darkstar just desperately trying to contest this point as the Vendetta is free to build stacks, swinging away. And forward spawn now for Havana. Lead still in Detroit's hands, not for long though.
Getting lead. Yeah, lead is imminent. And Havana taking lead over Detroit here. The Hog not really paying its dividends here.
And Foliage finds Vanguard. You have Lemon on this off angle, falls super low, but able to secure the pick onto Nezuyumi. And now it's just going to be a brawl here. Now that Havana are down to Adbon falling, yeah, you're just going to die on bot here. Look to get as much ult charge as you can, as Detroit is going to try to get this bot moving forward now. The Rage Bait Soldier already taking claim over this angle. The rush comes out, the beat to match.
Vendetta marking Coast here.
Looking to mark that soldier. Oh yeah, he's in, gonna fall. But Minky gets whole hogged into a corner. The threat of Lemon is gone, but you have no tank now. And Darkstar is free to look for hooks without the threat of a bubble. Greek popping the ult, forcing Darkstar back. Foliage gets hooked. Adbon falls to Vanguard. And a lot of people low, but Detroit is gonna win this fight outright.
Yeah,
As Soldier
however,
comes back.
the ults are so much more in favor of Havana here.
They are. And they
If
are
you
going to be
don't
able to
dump all your
contest
ults,
this
is really winnable.
before the lead gets lost. And Adbon falling
Yeah,
super
they do
low.
do
Minky
that.
gets hooked. Oh, the grab comes out wide, misses. And Adbon able to find Vanguard. Greek finds Ninjax, but lead going to be transferred back to Detroit.
Yeah, 1 for 2 there. That's a pretty good ult trade.
On a big look at a
Tectonic shock
Darkstar.
for. Oh yeah, that's the Doge Brawn. That's all of your range damage.
And Lemon running right back up to that high ground, ready to just permanently be wrapped in the back line.
And Detroit again taking this win.
Foliage making it scrappy though. They are able to pick the Hog and the Lucio, which I don't think with their tank they're gonna be able to make much more forward progress.
Your Venture can try just because they have get out of jail free cards.
Yeah, but Havana is already back. Now Detroit is gonna have to regroup as this Hog.
The Vendetta ult, kill the Venture. Doesn't connect though. Ooh, we flipped map.
Foliage able to mark the mark the back line there. Oh, but the rush comes out main. Minky is falling dangerously low. But Foliage able to clean up what's left of the back line there on the flank. Nezuyumi commits the rush. They are going to fight this despite being down their tank. Foliage is in though with no cooldowns. And does fall to Darkstar. Now Darkstar cheekily flanking himself.
Escorting the robot.
Yeah, Detroit's still in the lead with only about a minute left, and these are dying quite early.
Yeah, this is rough. If you are a fan of Havana, this is rough. This sort of, I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like a free-for-all deathmatch style here out of Detroit. Everyone's on their own angle. Everyone's doing their own thing.
The beat with
Beats
Visor.
committed.
Ult
Grabs
beats out.
committed. Visor gets shut down by Nezuyumi.
The Tectonic Shock, maybe.
Ooh, and a big hook at a
Vendetta's
Darkstar.
gonna die.
To keep this fight
And
alive.
Vanguard's gonna give it the space a little.
And Ninjax falls.
Here's
there
the
it is.
Tectonic, the OC coming out as well.
Neither ult gonna find anyone. Just some cooldowns force. Minky falls low, gets hooked. Gonna have to re-stabilize as the picks that they had
All in Havana's
are now
favor.
undone. Ooh,
Yeah.
foliage with
The
a clean
picks do-
combo.
Yeah.
But Nesumi
Trades,
gets ran
though.
down in the back line, and so does Foliage. And it's just going to be Adbon and Minky on this cart.
The Rush. Rush making it all the worse, too. And this is a very clear Detroit final fight. And Detroit are your Season 9 Ruby champions.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been your Ruby Grand Finals. Came all the way down to a map 7. And Detroit finds themselves on top.
Yeah. Very interesting series. Both teams very close. All series. Definitely some dominant performances on some maps. But overall, they went blow for blow.
I was going to say a lot of back and forth throughout that series. But, yeah, that's what was in the cards. Detroit winning the grand finals in Ruby. I believe we have an interview coming in from one of the members of Detroit.
Yep.
And then after that, you guys are going to have to come back here again tomorrow. We have our Emerald grand finals.
And then the week after that is Sapphire finals.
True. I totally am ready to send my team away to Sapphire finals. 100%. We've workshopped, we've game planned, we totally scrimmed like a whole bunch, totally. And I even sent out a veil, 100%. Yeah. I did that already.
You're so prepared. Enough dilly-dallying. Shall we get the interview ahead?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. Mostly because I don't have perms, so I can't drag anyone. But
Andrew.
Okay, here we are.
Yo.
I was gonna say to the chat, we have Vanguard joining us here in the booth. Yeah, I guess. How do you feel? It was a map 7 series. There's a lot of back and forth. Is this how you saw the series going?
No, I thought we were gonna close it a little more handedly. But we kind of trolled on some of the maps that we lost. But yeah, it was an exciting series.
No, it was great to watch. There was a lot of back and forth. I guess my only question is, did you guys game plan or really do anything differently than you did throughout the season? I mean, we've seen the Lemon Rage Bait Soldier on Flashpoint maps before, but it seemed like you guys were, I don't want to call it an FFA style, but it seems like you guys were pretty much leaning into this these off angles. Everyone pretty much doing their own thing. A lot of 2-on-1 flanks, a lot of off angles being marked, especially on that last map. I mean, even Darkstar was getting in on it. He was on some cheeky off angles there on the Hog.
That was kind of the plan. We knew that like their team was good at playing brawl and just like going first, so we were just gonna like play angles and let them walk into us.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely working. It was absolutely crazy. There just didn't really seem to be an answer. Yeah, I guess you made JD proud. You got him his ring, you got him his trophy, but
I know, hopefully that cheers him up.
What are your plans for next season? Are you coming back on a different role? We've seen you on tank, we've seen you on DPS now. Are you trying to mirror the Adbon? Are we going to see a Vanguard support only next season? What's the plan?
Maybe, but I don't really like playing support, so I don't know if I would do that to myself. But playing DPS was definitely a lot more fun than playing tank. Like, I enjoyed, like, this finals was so much better and like rewarding than the Ottawa super team finals. That one was like kind of sad.
All right, so maybe back again on DPS.
Just gotta keep
So-
OTP in the venture.
Yeah, the venture was paying dividends. I guess to wrap this up, any final thoughts or words that you'd like to say to the people, to the fans, to UR, to staff, to whoever?
Hey man, shout out to the team. Lemon, Darkstar, Emerald City, Ninja. They were cooking. They were cooking. I definitely was not like carrying or anything. They were carrying me.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually a lot of team plays coming out. Crazy flanks from Lemon, Ninjax with a lot of cleanup there. You guys just all around had a fantastic series. It was great to watch. It was a pleasure to have you here on the booth. But I think that wraps everything up. Andrew, take us away. We're done for the night. Come back tomorrow. We have Emerald Finals. We'll see you all here again.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.
Stars like ladders in the sky keep burning, burning. It's crazy how the storms keep raging. And I'm here trying to keep my